Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. Guys, the goal of this channel has always been to help people get in the group that actually make money. Now, I have a financial background. I do my deep dives. For me, I'm full-time crypto. So when I uncover some uncomfortable truths, I share with my community because I'm excited about 2026. So I keep my pulse on the market. And I believe I have an amazing strategy. So I'm excited. But I'm here to tell you guys, and I'm going to talk about it in this video. Things are changing like you can't imagine. And I personally believe that in 2026, we're going to start to see the top altcoins separate themselves just like Bitcoin from all these shit coins. Now, if you don't believe that can happen, go back and study the 2000 .com bubble. Guys, this is deja vu for me. In 1999, there were hundreds, if not thousands of companies going public every single day with something to do with the internet, .com in their name. And people made millions and billions. And then literally, seemed like overnight, they all disappeared. Now here's the good news. What we got out of that was Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Google, some of the biggest companies in the world. But that's only a handful out of the thousands that wrecked people. And many people made life-changing gains before that. But guys, I'm not saying the game's over. I'm saying it's changing. And I'm going to show that to you and prove it to you in this video. Now, I could go on for hours, but I want to shorten it up to try to prove my point. I've made videos for the last 4 years saying this. And in my very first video 4 years ago, I literally said that the governments, primarily the U.S. government, Wall Street, and the legacy banks pick winners and losers. And I've been tracking that for 4 years. Well, now it's pretty much come true, and you can't deny it unless you just are biased and you don't do any research. But guys, it just makes common sense. Cryptos are not stocks. Most of them don't accrue value for the token holder. It accrues value to a company or to a foundation. And if they have bad tokenomics, you're just exit liquidity. And I hate to say that, but guys, that's a fact. Feel free to prove me wrong. I'll make a video of it. If you want to debate it, come on the channel. We'll have a conversation. Guys, I don't have to be right. I just want to be correct in my thinking. That being said, don't shoot the messenger. Everything I do for this channel is to try to help people. And unfortunately, the truth doesn't sell. But the people that appreciate the hard work and want to know what's going on with their money and what things look like, you should probably hear me out till the end, because I believe that I'm correct. And I believe this is one of the most important videos I've ever created. All right, so hit the like button. Let's dive into it. Now, things are doing well, guys. I believe we're having a bounce, though. A lot of people are going to get excited. If this happens for 2 or 3 days, here we go, extended altcoin season. You know how the game is played. But things are looking well, but I believe they're just bouncing off the bottom because the big money has been going short. Now they got to cover. When you cover, they got to buy in the market to take their profits. You get a bounce. Now, that being said, guys, look at Canton Network, one of the most powerful new blockchains out there. It's up for the month, up for the week, up for the day, and up for the hour. One of the very few tokens in the top 1,000 that can say that. There's only about 10. All right. Now, before we dive into it, guys, I just want to give you some alpha. And this is one of our short alerts. And guys, whether you want to learn the short or not, it's irrelevant. This is alpha you need to understand. And it will help you get a strategy. It will help you take profits. And it's that simple. But guys, everything is manipulated. Everything. And if you don't understand the game, you're just going to be exit liquidity. If you're doing well, keep doing what you're doing. But look at this, guys. NAORS. We alerted to it last night. That's the exact alert. Now look at this, guys. Look at that. It did over a 2x, 300% on your money, right? If you put in a 10,000, you got 30K, right? And you gave back 65%. And if you were shorting that on leverage, guys, even 10x leverage, that's 650% on your money. Now, here's where the alpha comes in, whether you want to learn to short or not. Why did I make that? Because, guys, I understand the game. I've been approached to launch a blockchain because of my financial background and because of flipping houses and things like that. And as I went through the conversation, guys, it was an eye-opener. Everything I thought was happening behind the scenes with all these new projects, it's 1,000 times worse. I'm not going to get into it, but before I put the alert, I said, well, what is this? I've never seen it. All of a sudden, it's in the top, 100. Well, guys, if you look at it, it's a quantum proof project, new layer 1, sub-zero, sexy as hell story. Then I went over to X, and I'm like, wow, it's got over a quarter million followers. Better pay attention before I short it. But then I went and checked out the tokenomics. And guys, I'm here to tell you, and I know no one ever talks about tokenomics. All they tell you is why something's going to go up, and it makes sense, and it sounds sexy, and it sounds plausible until you realize, but wait a minute. If they make all this money and they get all this adoption, who gets the money? Where does it go? Oh, it goes to the foundation. Oh, it goes to the company. Oh, it goes to the early developers. Doesn't matter the demand, guys. If it has bad tokenomics, you better grab a handful because they are grabbing bucketfuls. So I looked at this, guys. The tokenomics are horrific. That right there, the market cap's only 34 million. So it's not in the top 100. I misspoke. But the fully diluted is 227 million. Well, that tells you somebody's got a ton of tokens sitting there that they can just dump on you at any given time. When do you think they're going to dump? When you get a spike like that. They pump it up. Hey, I got an unlimited supply, basically. Let's get to dumping. And then the people that got excited and believed the hype, don't understand the game, got wrecked. All right, let's dive into it. Now, guys, the whole conversation about this video is I believe that in 2026 we're going to have a purge and that all the shitcoins are going to start to disappear. And even some of the great Dino tokens that everyone knows and loves, they're on the chopping block too. Now, again, don't shoot the messenger. Now, guys, we're going to talk about mainly stablecoins and what's going on with Wall Street and the banks because stablecoins are the future. No ifs and buts about it. And the companies like Circle are in the dominant spot for that. They are all setting up and they're backing Circle. Unfortunately, Circle has launched a badass layer 1 called ARC, no token to buy or use. So the money, it just shows you, the money accrues to the stock, accrues back to the company, just like most of the projects that have bad tokenomics. And if you can buy Circle, hey, I'm going to. Now, but if you're serious, guys, you know, the Fed did the first payments, crypto payments innovation summit. No one hardly watched it, but you saw all the major players, all of them on Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, BlackRock, all the power players talking about what they're doing in blockchain, but no one watches it. They'd rather go watch somebody that's going to give them that confirmation bias, and those are the people that just have a bad day coming and an awakening. And I want to awaken you so you can get a game plan before it's too late and you get wrecked and it's game over. Now, Guys, this is the guy with with Swift. He spoke at the SmartCon and hosted by Chainlink. Now, guys, these are the type of people I follow. And it's so funny, guys. I want you to think about it. People will follow, people that, everyday people that part-time crypto have a channel that have, 250,000 followers. But look at this. It's got 2,100 views. No one follows the smart money. That's why they fall for the Jake Clavers of the world. And I'm not going to get into all that stuff. But listen to what he says, because I've been saying this, guys. Software, altcoins are just software and code. It's open source. The big boys have all the customers. They're not going to bring anyone into the fold unless they need to for some small reason. They're all going to get the lion's share. Now, check out what he says, guys, because, people are like, we're going to flip the switch and ISO tokens are going to take over the world. No, they're not, and they never had a chance. But listen to what he has to say about Wall Street and the banks.
And I can tell you in all the conversations I have in every place in the world, nobody's talking about changing how the financial system works. The question is, how do you use these new innovations? Some came through DeFi, some have come through other channels.
Do you see what he just said? None of the big boys, Wall Street's not sitting there going, oh my God, we've got to change the world. We're going to change the financial system. Guys, they're just upgrading their system with new tech. That's all they're doing. And it's the tech. It's not the Dino tokens. It's not the ISO tokens. They may be involved on some level, but it's not going to move the needle and give you life-changing gains. They're not going to be the centerpiece. Swift, JP Morgan, BlackRock, Circle, the most powerful companies in the world are going to be the dominant players. And guys, stay with me, because it's going to really shatter most of the things that I've been saying were coming for years. But this is proof. We already know how, when Swift made the announcement, hey, we're going to partner with Consensus and use Ethereum and Lena for settlement. Oh, what? What are you talking about? XRP, that's what Jake said, XRP. All the XRP army told me that was going to happen. It shocked them. Well, I got more shocks for you guys. And if you have no interest in this, hey, have at it. But, Monica Long is the president of Ripple. So let's hear what she has to say. And guys, if you go through and read the comments, most people probably don't even follow Monica. The XRP army is shattered. They're starting to wake up that they've been exit liquidity and that they don't own Ripple, and Ripple's becoming a bank. All those banking customers and all that stuff, it's going away. And they launched RLUSD, and that is going to be Ripple's horse. So once Ripple stops dumping all the XRP, it's made its money. RLUSD is going to be their money maker. And that's what Monica said. Here's what she said. Stablecoins will be the foundation for global settlement, not an alternative rail. No new rails that are going to be significant. As Visa, Stripe, and major institutions hardwire them into their payment flow, B2B is the growth engine, with corporates using digital dollars to unlock real-time liquidity and capital efficiency. All the things you were told XRP was going to do and it could only do it, guys, she's telling you it's stable coins and they have their rails. And we're going to talk about a couple of other blockchains that you can invest in that they're going to use some of the public rails. But that's just for them to get their share. They're not going to take over the banking system. Now, I ran this by Grok just to hear what Grok said. And I basically said, read this passage and interpret it to me. Interpret it really simple. And here's what he said. He said, your interpretation is spot on and cuts to the irony. Yes, this implies stablecoins can run and settle on upgraded traditional rails or hybrid ones without needing dedicated alternative crypto rails like XRP or the XRP ledger. Now, I didn't mention XRP to him. It said Ripple built its empire hyping XRP as the bridge asset for cheap, fast cross-border settlements, Viva on-demand liquidity. But now their own executives are pivoting to stablecoins as the foundation. RLUSD is issued on the XRPL ledger and Ethereum. 82% of all the transactions for Ripple's stablecoin are on Ethereum. So it says, but the message downplays the need for XRP itself. Bluntly, this is Grok talking. It smells like an admission that XRP hasn't dominated as promised, and stablecoins, even on the other chains, are the simple, more adaptable path for global money movement. No XRP required if stablecoins can get hardwired into Visa, Stripe, etc.'s ecosystems for direct, efficient transfers. Guys, game, set, match. And anyone that is telling you that this isn't true hasn't done any non-biased research. They run around trying to prove me wrong, and they can't do it. I've already talked about Swift confirms Lena is using Lena blockchain for settlement. Now, it gets worse, guys. And we're going to talk about this at the end. We're going to talk about two different tokens that I personally like. But guys, you got to understand what's happening so you can understand how to get a strategy if you're going to stay in the crypto. Now, this is Tan's Foundation, the head guy there. And he said, importantly, Nasdeq is not launching. Because, guys, we all, again, the Jake Claver of the world, not the harp on XRP influencers, but they're saying, oh, it's going to settle Swift. It's going to settle the Nasdaq. It's going to sell the DTCC. Guys, it's not selling any of it. Not even close. Now, check this out. The DTCC has already announced that it's using Canton. We know that's fact. Well, Nasdaq has now announced that it's going to start tokenizing stocks, as we knew was coming. But everybody was like, oh, it's going to be the Dino token. It's going to be my favorite altcoin token. Well, guess what? Nasdaq is not launching its own blockchain. Instead, it plans to leverage DTCC's new app chain, but built on Hyperledger Beso and adopting ERC 3643 standard for permission tokenized securities. The initiative is backed by a working group including Accenture, Consensus, Citi, MasterCard, Santander, Visa, and others. So guys, just like I've been saying, look, they created Canton, the DTC. Well, now they've done the same thing. They got together and said, hey, we're going to need even another blockchain for the Nasdaq. And they've built the private permission app chain, no token needed. Guys, they are already, I would say they're 75% dominance. They are already taking over and no one's even talking about it. Now, Stripe. Look at this, guys. Tempo built Layler1. Guys, if your favorite altcoin was going to take over the world and all the money going to run on those rails, you know how stupid that was? That people saying it. I've been the most hated man in the ISO world, especially the XRP world, and for telling the truth. I saw this coming because I'm non-biased, and I tell you the truth because I respect you. Anyone that's been they've been lying to grow their channel. They don't respect you because I know they know the facts because I've reached out to most of them and called them out. Now, There's ARC's new layer 1. Guys, it's a powerhouse. No, it has unlimited liquidity because of USDC. It's going to create stable coins for all the banks that want to, like white label. It's basically going to be USDC wrapped in their logo. And it comes with all that, and it's going to run on this layer 1. So, and it doesn't need a bridge token, for whatever that's worth. Now, I've been saying this forever, and this helps me when I short. This helps me when I look to buy altcoins. Because, guys, once you've been through 2000, or you just use common sense, how many restaurant chains dominate food? Yeah, there's mom and pops, but no one's ever going to take over McDonald's or Wendy's. They're just not. How many truck companies do we have? What, 4? All over the world that really matter? How many coffee companies? There's 1, Starbucks. No one's ever going to take over Starbucks. No one's going to take over Google. Think about it. Google gets 82% market share. That's all going to happen, just like the dot-com bubble. It's all going to happen. And it's going to come down to a handful of winners. And I believe that it's going to be USDT, USDC for the most part. Who knows what else will come out, but it will not be any of the other stable coins that are out now. They're so far behind, and they're losing ground every day. They're not gaining ground. Now, this guy is the founder of Movement. And guys, I'm not going to get into this. This is a wonderful, wonderful podcast, or whatever you want to call it. He was at SmartCon as well. And he talks about what they're doing for payments around the world with Plasma. That's another chain, USDT, but we can buy the token. But he was talking about how all of the world need payments. And this is their own little niche, is because, you know, when you're in from Turkey or Hungary or some of these places that the value of their currency is nothing. Well, if they can get paid in USDT and use that for payments, it's going to change their lives. But I want you to hear what he says about the future. We don't need 1,000 layer 1s. We don't need 1,000 stable coins. Hear what he says.
In my opinion, it's too much. I either want Coca-Cola or I want Pepsi. And they should be 2, this is my thesis. There should only be 2, maybe 3 options for people, and they shouldn't really care. All they really care about is, will I get yield?
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's a perfect example, guys. Look at how many companies try to make Coke, but they get gobbled up and they get rolled in Pepsi or Coca-Cola, the dominant players. It's going to happen in crypto. Crypto's not different. It's software and code. How many computer companies are there? You want Apple, Android, maybe, 5 real players? Probably not even 5. There's 2 real players and 3 so-so players, and then that's it. But that's a perfect example, guys. And that is all going to happen, start to be right in front of you in 2026, in my opinion. Now, that being said, there are plenty tokens that may survive. But guys, we're looking for, or at least I'm looking for, best investment. And what is the best investment? It's going to have adoption. Obviously, it has utility. It's going to have to be able to scale. It's going to have to print money to build its ecosystem. And it needs to accrue value, kind of like a stock, to have a value outside of speculation. Now, I want to be clear, guys. If it only has utility and it has bad tokenomics, it can still rip. But if you don't take profits, if you don't take profits, you're going to become the profits. Because anything can make them rip, but they can't hold it. That's why I love to short. Now, whether it's going to be the Nasdeq or the Canton Network or JP Morgan with their blockchain, or whoever's Swift, whoever's dominating, they're going to need to use the public blockchain and rails at certain times. But guys, how many highways do you need to go into New York City? 2, 3, 5? And just like with USDC, USDT, I only use USDC unless I have to use USDT. I'm never, ever going to use another stablecoin. Well, never say never, but as it sits right now, I don't trust any other ones outside of USDC because of who it's backed by. Guys, they'll write the check if it goes off its peg. BlackRock, JP Morgan, Bank of Mellon, Coinbase, they're all involved in that. They're not going to let it go off the peg. It already tried that once, and as it started going down, JP Morgan literally wrote a check for like $5 billion like that. Said, oh, how much you need? Is it going off its peg? Boom. Straighten it out. Fix it. For whatever that's worth. Now, let's just be real, guys. I have no dog in the fight. I don't care what you do with your money, and I honestly don't care if you disagree. But if you do, back it up with some facts, and I'll make a video. Educate us all like I'm trying to do. This is an educational channel. Now, if Monica is right, the president of Ripple, and stablecoins are going to be the dominant way for cross-border payments and payments, which it is. I've known that for 3 years. But with smart contracts and atomic settlement, well, who has the best smart contracts and atomic settlement? Pretty much it's like Ethereum, Solana, and the Canton Network. But when it comes to adoption, there is no one else out in front of Solana for dominance for stablecoins on its rails. It is the go-to right now. It's bigger, faster. It beats most layer ones in every single category. It has the future unless something just comes out and takes its place. So I believe that just like, I've said this 1,000 times, 90% of all altcoins don't hit a new all-time high in its second bull run. Go back, look at all the Dino tokens. Your favorite Dino tokens didn't do it, and didn't do it in the third one in the last cycle. Solana did. Granted, barely, but it did it from a very, very rough FTX start. And all this cycle, people don't ever talk about that, but FTX, the conclusion with the courts, they've been dumping all that Solana for years, and it's almost coming to an end. So I believe Solana will make a new all-time high in this preceding year and beyond. For whatever that's worth, guys. Now, the Canton Network. Guys, it's already tokenized 6 trillion. It moves 4 trillion a month. It's the dominant layer 1 right now for RWA. Nothing comes close. That being said, just like with Nasdeq, it's going to run on its own blockchain. So basically, Canton didn't have a token for a long time. And I've been telling people about Canton for almost 3 years. And I said, guys, your favorite Dino token isn't going to tokenize the world. It's coming. It's called the Canton Network. I knew it was coming. Hyperledger Beso. That's going to be the probably a top 5 ledger. Guys, your favorite altcoin, no matter what it is, unless it's like Ethereum, its ledger's irrelevant. I did a video, and I'll post this if you want to find out, of the top ledgers in the world. XRP's not even XRPL's not even a top 20 ledger. It's not relevant, guys. When you measure it for fast, for transactions, for adoptions, it's not even in the game. And all that's not just XRP. All of this is going to come full circle in 2026. And if you have a game plan, like I do, and here it is, guys, I'm going to stack Canton Network. I have a big bag of Solana. And any new coin that comes out that I think may have a run, I'm going to stack it. I'm going to swing trade off the bottom because any token can do a 3, 4, 5x at any time. But just like you see when I show you this, that we short every day, that's going to be 2026. People think things are just going to go up, up, and up and make a new all-time high and then do 100x. It's never happened, guys. Do you know the number one successful token in the world ever that made a new all-time high from its previous high was like Binance, Tron, and Bitcoin. And guess what? Wasn't even a 3x. So when someone tells you that, hey, an altcoin's gonna go through the moon, I'll get 10 Lambos. Guys, it's never happened. So go back to its all-time high, 3x it. That's your absolute max. Okay, so it breaks the record. It is the one token in 14 years that's the exception. It does a 5x from its all-time high. That's not a 100x. That's not like crap, again, that people like Jake Klaver have been lying to everyone for years about. And guys, again, this is not about XRP. This is about everything. But you got to use XRP, unfortunately, because it comes up in everyday conversations for payments, RWAs, and whatever, right? It's the most lied about altcoin I've ever seen, but it is the epitome of the roadmap of what accrues value if it has bad tokenomics. So in 2026, the number one thing I'm going to do is short all the shit coins. And guys, which one are shit coins? Almost every single one of them. You know, the best shorts you can ever short are when a new project makes a Dino token makes a new all-time high. Unfortunately, they didn't do it. But when they do make an all-time high, they have a short squeeze. Well, once they run that short squeeze, you short the short squeeze. The best money you ever going, the best trade I've ever made, probably shorting, was when Bitcoin made a new all-time high earlier in this cycle. The first two new all-time highs. Those are the ones you want to short, if you can. But anyway, guys, the bear market is here. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about altcoin season. I'm never going to call it altcoin season. Even if things run for 90 days straight, doesn't mean it's altcoin season, and your favorite token has a better chance to disappear than make a new all-time high. Now, that being said, if you're going to stick around the game, do some research. Talk to Grok. And here's some alpha guys. Tell Grok to be blunt and direct, make a statement, say, am I right or wrong? Am I an idiot? If I am, call me one. If I'm a genius, call me one. Now, if you need some help with your portfolio or if you want to learn to short, guys, I got you. I want to build the best, biggest shorting community in all of crypto, the most educated, most successful, and the most profitable. So I've created a shorting course that help you catch moves like this. This is not financial advice. There are no guarantees, but this happens every single day. That opportunity right there. This opportunity disappears. It happens every day, but we don't know which one it's going to be. Well, when it happens and you see that big green circle on crypto bubbles, there it is. That's the one. It's coming back. We shorted ICP. We shorted Monero over and over. People are like, oh, we shorted Zcash. Guys, they all come back. Always. Always. Now, the new coins never experienced a bull run. Those are the ones you got to watch because they can run and run. A Dino token, why would it be pumping? Why would ICP, which we've shorted like 3 times, why would ICP pump? Has no future. Well, I take that back. I'm actually going to make an ICP video because they do have something coming up that could put them back in the game. Not really, but it can move the needle and pump the token. And I'll probably make a video. If you want me to make that ICP video, let me know. But guys, you get my shorting course. You get a Zoom call with me. You get 5 months of my inner circle, and it's still on sale from the holidays. And if you need some help with your portfolio, I got a portfolio course, walks you through everything to give you a strategy that meets your risk reward, what you're trying to accomplish, how to dollar cost average in, how to understand tokenomics, market cap, etc. And then you get a Zoom call with me. We go through your portfolio. I help you all I can. and you get 5 months managed circle. It's on the sale as well. That being said, guys, I'm going to leave my email in the comments, in the description. I'll pin it in the comments. Reach out if you need some help. But whether you take me up on that or not, do yourself a favor, guys. If you're going to stay in crypto, do some non-biased research, because Wall Street and the banks are taking over. It's right in your face. And you're going to get wrecked, and you're going to be totally surprised. But if you have the right strategy, guys, you can bounce off the bottom with these things, but take profits, take handfuls, and move on. I'm going to ride these things till they die. I'm going to short them all the way down. I'm going to buy the dips of the ones that just get buried, that have a good big tribe, that have a FOMO narrative, a sexy narrative. Same with the new projects that have bad tokenomics. I'm just going to short them and buy, swing trade the bottom on light leverage. That's the game, guys. Anyone hodling and those moon bags are just going to disappear. Think about it, guys. Go look at history. How many of your Dino tokens made a new all-time high in the last cycle? Almost none of them. And wait till you see what comes out when regulation totally hits. That's what it's not that Wall Street's been blind. Why everybody's building Algorand and IOTA and all this stuff. They're just not going to launch something and then have to fight the SEC. They're not stupid. And now you have all the code, all the software that's open source, and you're going to see the power players, if they don't want to build their own project, they may use Canton Network or Solana or Ethereum and maybe a few others. But it's not really going to move the needle for the few others. But look what Coinbase did. It went public. It's a part of the Wall Street Big Boy Club now. And they wanted a layer 2 to make all the money. So they created Base. They cloned the OP stack. Took the token away. But it's identical. It is identical. Probably took them 7 days to whip that up. What's the value of OP? How's it going to compete? No one needs it. They're beating them badly with their own tech. That's the future, guys. So 2026, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and you don't have to agree with me. It's your money. But I'm excited about it because, guys, we all know that you've been being manipulated over and over and been lied to over and over. Most people are round tripping it, begging, praying, hoping, keep listening to the assholes that's been lying to them. They can't wait. Oh, please, give me another 3 months. Give me another year. Give me to 2030. In 2030, you're going to go through the top 10 or the top 100. You're not going to recognize them. They're going to look nothing like, just like they don't look like it did last year. Damn sure doesn't look like it does from 2021, except for the top 5. But guys, not all of the projects make money. Speculation, hype, FOMO, that put them in the top. But there's not a chance in hell, in my opinion, that something like the Canton Network stays below like XLM or even XRP. How can it? It's 1,000 times more dominant. And these assets are going to mature. They really are. Now, that being said, there's projects like HBAR that has real-world utility that's phenomenal. It's locked in on Wall Street, and Wall Street uses it. But guys, HBAR could stay at 5-10 cents for eternity and dominate the world. It doesn't mean it's a good investment. It doesn't make any money. The foundation has been dumping on you. The market cap has done like a 3.5x since the last cycle. Your money should have went HBAR if it just equaled the market cap growth, the adoption growth. HBAR should have been at like $2, and the hype would have sent it to to 7, 8, 9, even $10. And then of course it would have came back. But bad tokenomics matter, guys. All right, that's all I got, guys. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Light me up. Hit the like button, hit the unlike button. But guys, if you want the truth and you care about your money, and this doesn't freak you out and you appreciate all this hard work, because trust me, guys, this is not how you grow a channel. You lie to people. You tell them they're getting a Lambo. Go look at the biggest influencers. Have they ever told you anything negative? I've been warning people for 3 years about the ISO tokens. Nailed it. How'd I know? Because I was going to Swift's website. I was going to Consensus website. I was going to JP Morgan's website. Follow the smart money. Follow the people with the customers and follow the dominant players now. If you tell me you were going to beat Tiger Woods in his prime, some up-and-coming kid, you might want to go watch Tiger play when he was in his prime. And nobody going to beat him. Tiger reminds me of the Canton Network. Tiger in his prime, his points for #1 in the world, and I know I'm ranting. I try not to get on my high horse, but I can't help it. When he was #1 in the world, guys, if you added up number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, he had more dominance. He had it's a point system. He had more points than all of those combined, just like the Canton Network. And just like Solana dominates with transactions, with profits, with adoption, same with Ethereum. They all have the same thing in common, guys. They print money, they accrue value, whether it's from staking or whatever, TVL. Guys, let's talk TVL. I saw a guy brag, and I'm not even going to mention the chain. He's like, they just got 1% locked up. Guys, sounds amazing. Wow, 1%. 36% of Ethereum's locked up in staking. 36% and growing every day. For whatever that's worth. Anyway, guys, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, once you understand the game you're playing and you get some honest answers, you got a chance, guys. You damn sure can get in the 10%. Hopefully get in the 5% club. Maybe even get in the 1% club. But you're not going to do it on hopium and calling. I'm going to say this one thing, and then I'm going to let you go. My last video was about Tau, and there was a negative thing that I uncovered. I shared with my community. And one guy in the community said, why'd you share that on a down day? I'm like, because it was the truth. And I believe Tau's going lower. Why would I not share? I mean, imagine buying a used car and the guy, you're like, I love Corvettes, I love this year, I love this model, and he knew the transmission was going to go out, and he didn't tell you. Or worse yet, he let you buy it, and then he called you. Or he tells you on the way, hope you make it home, transmission's going to go out. Guys, that's bullshit. If people respect you, they're going to tell you the downside about your money. Everyone else is just trying to grow a channel. They have a different agenda. Be careful who you listen to. You don't have to listen to me. All right, guys, take care.